Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. Bawat bayan ay sumasaya kapag may labay nagkakaisa. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, basketball na. Ang bawat labay pinaghahandaan, kaya yumayanig ang bakbakan. Todo suporta ang lahat sa kanya-kanyang kupunan. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na, MPBL na. Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL na, yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. Ang bawat laban ay nakakakaba dahil sa husay ng bawat isa. Sigawan ay yumayanig kapag nag 3 points na. Bawat bayay di patatalo, buong barangay ay suportado. Kahit ano ang mangyari, sama-sama tayo. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na, MPBL na. Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL na, yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. Sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL, Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. Bawat bayan ay sumasaya kapag may labay nagkakaisa. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, basketball na. Ang bawat labay pinaghahandaan, kaya yumayanig ang bakbakan. Todo suporta ang lahat sa kanya-kanyang kupunan. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na, MPBL na. Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL na, yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. Ang bawat laban ay nakakakaba dahil sa husay ng bawat isa. Sigawan na yumayanig kapag nag 3 points na. Bawat bayay di patatalo, buong barangay ay suportado. Kahit ano ang mangyari, sama-sama tayo. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa
Museum all the way up in Palayan City for the rematch of the MPBL Season 4 Finals. But now there is a new big guy in town for Zamboanga. Joseph Gabaini will be matched up against a new big guy for Nueva Ecija in Robbie Celis. This is a battle between one undefeated team in the North Division, the Nueva Ecija at 9-0, taking on Zamboanga, which is 9-2 on the other end for the South Division. Thank you for joining us, folks. This is Mix Gomez at your service alongside Coach Mike Perez and Sydney Crespo. Now, Coach Mike, since we have two of the top teams competing against each other, let's talk about numbers immediately. What edges are you seeing in this game, particularly the ones for Nueva Ecija, and then follow it up for Zamboanga as well?
Well, I think number one for Nueva Ecija is that they love to run the floor, getting assists that actually led to fast break points. However, on the side naman nitong Zamboanga, this team plays with a lot of defense. They're number one in steals. They're number one in points of turnovers. And so we'll see how that goes, because even if they miss those shots, they still get offensive rebounds and second chance points.
We actually have a lovely graphic to present to everybody. This is our team comparison with the numbers for both Nueva Ecija and Zamboanga in our 6th season here in the MPBL, and it will definitely show you how dominant they have been in our campaign. You mentioned the points off of turnover. That's going to be a big theme, translating onto fast break points as well for Zamboanga and Nueva Ecija.
Yeah, and points scored relatively para dito sa dalawa, up there, 88 and 80.3%. Sa dito sa side ng Nueva Ecija, the advantage is really coming from the fast break points, no? Lalo na pag tinignan mo yung bench points per game, that's a plus 14 difference in favor of Nueva Ecija. And so somebody's got to come off the bench and help out JC in that point production para dito sa Zamboanga. However, pag tinignan mo yung points allowed, it's really again on the side of Nueva Ecija, playing a lot of defense on their end to not to allow so many points para sa kanilang kalaban. Rebounds, it's 48.7 versus 47.5. The thing is, ang important thing na nakikita ko dito is yung offensive rebounding, which is an advantage for Zamboanga. I mean, Gabain is gonna have his hands full tonight against the other bigs of dito para sa Nueva Ecija. And, leading up to everything, points of turnovers, napakagandang laban ito.
All right, so just to summarize everything that we mentioned, especially coming from Coach Mike Perez, the depth will be definitely key in this game for Nueva Ecija. But on the other end, for Zamboanga, it's the mastery in terms of their fast pace here in the MPBL. Well, they did show us that fast pace as well in their previous outing versus the Bataan Risers, and that happened inside the Orion Sports Complex.
Yeah, and even before this game, dalawang game tested na itong Zamboanga. Caloocan and then again itong game sa Bataan. Up 28-16, led by as much as 18 points. They scored only 12 points in that second quarter. That was a huge run para sa Bataan. Minus happened in the third quarter, closed a little bit that gap, and eventually he fouled out and Gabayan took over. And so when you look at the story, it's really efficient shooting and more field goal attempts para dito sa Zamboanga, and definitely the board control. The rebounds plus 16, points in the paints plus 12, and the second chance points, we talked to you about it, it's a plus 11 in favor of Zamboanga.
All those reflect the wonderful effort by Joseph Gabaini, who had 20 points and 13 rebounds in their previous win versus Bataan. But now let's talk about the Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards, who, by the way, yes, they have been tested, but they haven't been tested enough here in the 6th season of the MPBL, because all of their wins have gone against teams with losing records. Only one was against a team with a winning record, that's Manila. But then again, there wasn't any availability for Greg Slaughter in that game.
Yeah, and maganda itong laban ito because like what you said, Migs, this is going to be a really good test here for Nueva Ecija. In that game against Marikina, it was a huge third quarter run that really pulled away. They allowed only 14 points in the second quarter and just 7 points in the third, where 8 players scored in those 32 points output involving Colliar, Wico, and Costello, who scored 7, 5, and 5. Stats-wise, again, it goes back to efficient shooting for Nueva Ecija, converting the threes and getting board control. Paint scoring was a plus 16 in favor of Nueva Ecija and a plus 18 in rebounds, offensive rebounds specifically.
Well, let's see if those things will pay out once more for them now on their home floor against one of the Titans in the MPBL in a rematch of our 4th season finals. Now we have a couple of players to watch out for in today's game, and we shall begin with the Season 4 MVP and JC Marcelino. We did see that his brother is in civilian clothes, so let's see if JC can stand alone as he takes on the likes of Eman Calo and company for Nueva Ecija.
Well, JC definitely is in the top 3, in fact, leaders in most of the stats para dito sa Zamboanga. And he's really just been that consummate leader that they need and a forceful attack, especially in open floor. And he's the head of the snake pagdating doon sa full court press nila. I mean, his very aggressive defensive stops really allowed them to get those points of turnovers.
Eman Calo will be his matchup for today. Eman had 13 points, 3 rebounds, and 4 assists versus Marikina to try to counter the 11 and 7 for JC in their previous game. Those two players are now with our courtside reporter, Sydney Crespo.
Yes, Migs. Alam mo, bago natin simulan ng aksyon, kausapin muna natin sina JC at Eman na ang dami na agad sinasabi sa isa't isa bago pa magsimula ang laro. JC, on paper, last game wasn't your best in terms of scoring, pero binawi mo naman to with a little bit of everything, no? 11.7 rebounds, 7 assists at 4 steals. Pero ngayong gabi, anong magiging focus mo, JC?
Siguro yung magiging focus ko lang ngayong gabi, yung sinasabi nila ko sa akin, yung sistema namin, yung every training, yon siguro. Tapos ibibigay ko lang lagi yung best ko.
Ayan, well, good luck sa'yo. May message ko ba kay Eman? Dami mong sinasabi kanina.
Hirap i-stop ni Kuya Eman eh.
Sige, so aabangan natin yan. Eman, para sa'yo naman, you scored 13 points last game to help Robbie Celis, no? Ngayon, paano ka ulit tutulong para sa magandang matchup na to versus Zamboanga?
Siguro, focus namin ngayon is to defense and kailangan namin talagang i-stop, lalo na si JC kasi hirap bantayan itong batang to eh. Kaya if we stop him, panalo kami ganun.
Ayan, matchup na matchup talaga. Message mo para sa lahat na nanonood dito sa ating arena.
Sa lahat po ng sumusuporta sa Nueva Ecija, mga Nuevo Ecianos, maraming salamat po sa pagpunta dito and pagpatuloy nyo lang po ang pagsuporta sa amin at gagawin lang din po namin ang lahat para sa inyo. Maraming salamat po.
Alright, thank you so much, Eman and JC. Good luck sa inyo ngayon, mga kaliga. Simulan na natin ang ating main game. Miguel Perez, take it away.
And we are back here inside the Nueva Ecija Coliseum in Palayan City. Tonight's main game features Zamboanga versus your Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards. This is the 2024 Buenas Manny Pacquiao's MPBL Season 6, presented by Extreme. Live on the official MPBL Facebook page, YouTube channel, MPTV Signal Channel 98, MPTV Channel 53 on satellite, and on Pilipinas Live app. Let's carry on the starting units, beginning with Zamboanga Master Sardines. Starting at guard, number 8, Joey Baracuma. Center, number 22, Joseph Gabaini. Forward, number 16, Adi Santos. Also at forward, number 14, Jason Apolonio. And the other guard, number 11, JC Marcelino. The Zamboanga Master Sardines will be led by Ron J. Enrile, with Cesar Bolhen, Francis Pulla, and Mark Orias. Team representative is Antoinette Roque. Head of basketball operations, Nini Arquiza. Team governor is Ram Ayraham. General manager Alvin Muñoz. Team owners are Mr. T.P. Cao and Miss Anita Cao. And now, Nueva Ecijanos, get on your feet, because it's time to meet the starting unit of your MPBL Season 4 champions, the Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards. Starting at guard, number 24, JC Culiar. Also at guard, number 13, Kenneth Mocon. Starting at forward, number 29, Mike Huico. At center, number 14, Will McAloney. And at power forward, number 8, Robbie Celis. The head coach for Nueva Ecija is Don Tulay. Assistant coaches Rob Wainwright, Matt Macalintal, Arnold Oliveros, Rick Sison, and Derek Evangelista. Team managers Raymond Dizon. Team owners are Ivan Cuevas and Mr. Bong Cuevas.
Presenting our starting fives, brought to you by Buenas. We have Joey Barcuma, JC Marcelino, Joseph Gabayni, Adi Santos, and Jason Apolonio for Zamboanga. And then we have JC Culiar, Kenneth Mocon, Will Macaloni, Robbie Celis, and Michael Wico for Nueva Ecija. Welcome to the rematch of the MPBL's 4th season National Finals. Back then, Nueva Ecija won the series and the championship in 4 games, defeating Zamboanga. But last season, the Master Sardines got their revenge in the regular season. They did not meet each other anymore in the playoffs as Pampanga won the championship. But now, the rivalry has been renewed, although we are not complete because Byron Villarreal, the finals MVP back in season 4, is not available. Same goes for JV Marcelino, as JC was stripped by Kenneth Mocon.
Clearly, this is going to be a defensive game. You see that on the first 2 possessions right here.
A lot of peskiness will happen in the guard matchups, but how about the bigs as well? Joseph Gabayni denying Robbie Celis.
Yeah, I think yan ang magiging key difference with the attack of Nueva Ecija. They have not seen a big as Gabayni, who's out there patrolling the paint.
Right now, Gabayni is matched up against Will Macaloni as Lucas Culiar operates versus Joey Barcuma. Michael Wico down the middle. Wico, tough shot, no basket. And that's off of Adi Santos, out of bounds.
Sa matches nakikita natin, almost 70 attempts per game itong dalawang teams na to. We'll see, baka mas mababa pa yan ngayon because of the high defensive activity from both teams.
But here's the thing. Which team do you think would benefit with a lower scoring game?
I think this is going to be Zamboanga.
Kick out, Kenneth Mocon against JC Marcelino. 6 on the shot clock.
Oh, man.
That is a steal by JC. Now he goes to Barcuma. Joey, drive and kick. Apolonio could not handle it. Counter steal.
Again, defense after defense makes itong special dito sa larong ito. You're not just looking at offense, even sa depensa, talaga ma-amaze ka eh.
We've seen 3 turnovers so far.
Yes.
In this game as Michael Wico was fouled, but that happened on the floor.
And the mere fact, Migs, nasa loob magkasabay si Michael Wico at itong sila JC Culiar. I mean, medyo mabigat, di ba? And even Mocon, right?
Those three can basically be JC stoppers.
Right.
Individually.
Yes.
We are actually arguing as we were heading to Nueva Ecija earlier today as to which player would be the first to defend JC Marcelino.
Yeah.
Because we expected that Eman Calo and Billy Robles would make starts.
Right.
But now, it's as if Coach John Dulay answered our question with 3 answers.
Yes. Hindi, tsaka sa depensa, hindi rin nakukulangan pagdating sa roster itong si Coach Louie of Zamboanga. I mean, you still have Mahari right there coming off the bench. And in the case of Coach Don Dulay, because you have Billy Robles as well, and even Eman Calo.
And by the way, since you brought up John Mahari, he's the usual starter for Zamboanga. This is actually a rare and precious start for Jason Apolonio.
That's right. And so that changed tactical on the side of Coach Louie.
JC Marcelino, short on the 3, offensive rebound, and the putback, basket and 1 for Joseph Gabayni.
And Gabayni, who normally would average roughly 3 offensive rebounds a game, just showing us what he's been doing so far all season long.
Well, you talked about him in the pregame. Rebounding is his thing, and it should be his thing in today's ball game. As now we turn you over to Sidney Crespo.
As you may have already noticed, wala si Coach Louie Alas para sa Zamboanga because he's feeling under the weather. This is the first time for Coach Louie to miss a game after 12 this season. Sabi nga ni Coach Ronjay Enrile, who is in charge tonight, this is a good test for their players, how they will respond without their chief. Simple lang ang priorities ng Zamboanga to start this game. Una, iparamdam agad ang kanilang depensa sa Nueva Ecija. At pangalawa, keep the game inside the court at hindi magpa-apekto sa crowd ng home team. Your thoughts about their test, sans Coach Louie, Migs and Coach Mike?
Well, we've actually seen Coach Louie take a bit of a step back from the sideline this season. You can see that Coach Ron J has always been the guy on his feet,
Yes.
yelling out instructions for Zamboanga, and so that in itself could be a big positive for them in this game.
Yeah, and Sydney talked about yung test para sa players. Well, test rin ito para kay Coach Ronje. I mean, without Coach Louie, and yung trust mo na doon talaga sa proseso, in the preparation, I guess, that's how they will execute.
And let's face it, Coach Louie Alas has been a big-time mastermind for Zamboanga in this season, and he will be dearly missed. Now it's Nueva Ecija on the break, and 2 points for Michael Wico. It is so loud inside the Nueva Ecija Coliseum. We did not even hear the whistle. As this fast break of the game is brought to you by New Star Win to the Max. Michael Wico, a very familiar sight to these Nueva Ecijanos.
Yeah, and both these teams really love to run out on the open. And so, yung team na maganda ang shooting percentage, yun I think would have an advantage. Because if you miss a shot, you're technically letting the other team go run the other way, especially if you don't control the offensive rebounds.
Nueva Ecija is #1 in the league in fast break scoring at 25 points per game. And these two are 1 and 2 in points off of turnovers.
Yes.
This is Joey Barcuma. Bounce pass. Adi Santos. Good fake. 2 points.
And again, that's again another testament to the kind of defense. It's not gonna be easy to go in. You will have at least 2 defenders checking on you once you're inside the paint.
5-4 now. Almost 3 minutes gone by. Cuellar drives. There's the feed. Macaloni, strong side. No basket. Rebound Gabaini. Barcuma calling out to play. Good tap by Macaloni. And on the run is Lucas Cuellar. JC, no foul. And Cuellar is so unhappy about it. As Marcelino drives and kicks. Barcuma for 3. Short. Offensive rebound again. Joseph Gabaini has been very active. But then that wasn't the best of deliveries. A turnover.
But you like that about Joseph. I mean, kailangan maintindihan natin na istilan siya. Hinabol niya yung depensa kay Will Macaloni. Otherwise, other bigs would have easily given up. And he stayed there. And he went back and was able to get the possession. Unfortunately, they turned it over. But you love the effort of Joseph Gabaini.
We've seen a total of 7 turnovers so far in this game. That's 7 turnovers and 9 total shots.
Yeah.
But it seems like there was a technical foul called. That's why JC Marcelino is at the stripe for a bonus.
And so far, they're too early to tell pa, but the numbers would show you Zamboanga's got 40% shooting, going 2 out of 5. Nueva Ecija's got 1 out of 5, and the lead is with Zamboanga.
5-4, Lucas Cuellar sits down. Ryan Costello makes his first appearance in this game. Costello was an MPBL second-team selection last year as a top scorer of Pasig City.
Yeah, and I definitely like that insertion of Ryan Costello in this roster of Coach Don Dulay.
Nice spin. Michael Wico is fouled. And that would be number 2 for Joseph Gabaini.
Now, that's going to be a huge test. Omega's gonna... I see him coming in now. Definitely Omega's going to be the reliever for Gabaini in situations like this.
There's the foul that Gabaini is unhappy about. He thought that he got all ball to no avail. Mark Omega, as you mentioned, this is a big man coming from Parañaque. Well, he will be gone sometime soon as well, even though he transferred onto another school from Perpetual to Letran. The ruling is, even though you're just serving your residency year, you still have to return and be gone from the MPBL.
Yes, that's right. And so, I guess nasa sitwasyon tayo na alam na nila Coach Louie on how to make adjustments with Omega leaving. And knowing these things would help them at this transition into what's going to be the next thing for Zamboanga.
Well, it won't be a surprise as well for us if they recruit a big man come the window, as there's their MVP, JC Marcelino, scoring with a layup.
Isa na yata yan sa pinakamalinis na layup na makikita natin sa game na to. I mean, unchallenged on that layup shot with the left hand.
First 2 points in this game for JC, a miss by Costello. And we're back with the MVP. JC, an opening once again. Too easy. Basket and one.
Nakikita mo yung point of attack. I mean, that's just really good execution offensively. Ang taas ng bola, pagdating sa two-man game, yung buong side ng floor na yon for him to attack. And look at that. Textbook finish of a floater by your MVP.
Nice screens as well provided by Adi Santos. And that's a Gortat screen.
Right.
By Mark Omega.
I like that you call that a Gortat screen.
Of course I know about that. It's such an effective tool.
Yes. I mean, binibigyan niya talaga ng space yung yung creator ng layup na yun to be able to finish.
10-5. Another 6 minutes in the opening frame. Zamboanga looking good. Kenneth Mocon goes to Robbie Celis against Adi Santos. Celis turns around. Good help defense. There's the cutter. And as per usual, it is Michael Wico.
And for Coach Don Dulay, sometimes it's really just about rules. Both these teams are very much concept-based. And so a baseline drive would trigger a backdoor from the other side if possible.
Steal. That was initiated by the pressure defense of Wico. By the way, Wico has scored all of the points of Nueva Ecija up until this moment for Will Macaloni.
Well, nangyari yon dahil na-preoccupy si Omega kay Rob Celis. Hindi mo pwedeng hayaang ganun lang kay Rob Celis. On that help, Will Macaloni took that opportunity and exploited it.
10-9, Mark Omega. 9 on the shot clock. They go to Jason Apolonio. Now it's JC Marcelino. 5 on the shot clock. Marcelino goes left. Drive and kick. Apolonio. 1 second. Good defense by Ryan Costello.
Yeah. Boy, what a defensive coverage there by Ryan Costello. Costello was the X-man. He had that corner and had got that short corner. He chose the other one.
Now this play of the game is brought to you by Buenas. A nice feed by Robbie Celis, finding Michael Wico. And another feed, finding Will Macaloni. Good to see that chemistry paying off for Robbie Celis with his new teammates.
Yeah.
And by the way, he did tell me life is so much easier this year because depth was a big challenge last year for Makati.
Yeah, talagang mas maganda yung depth ngayon. Tama ka doon, Migs.
And that also means the defense does not have to centralize against Robbie Celis. Cross-court pass. Eman Calo for 3. That's good.
On the side of Nueva Ecija, that's good. On the side of Zamboanga, that's trouble. You see Eman Calo hitting a shot from the outside, coming from Rob Siles, kicking it out. It means you have to cover him the next time. Because if he does make another one, I'm sure may isa pang attempt yan.
That was the first 3-point conversion in this game for both teams combined. And off of the miss by Ray Publico, we're back with Ryan Costello, Jay Collado, Michael Wico's turn. In and out. That could have brought the house down. 12-10. It's a 7-0 run for Nueva Ecija. Joey Barcuma. What a shot. A gutsy play by the young man.
Oh, how about making that defense freeze a little bit? Pinag-isip, dediretso ba o hindi? Since Tumigil, attack, elbow jumper, good.
Oh, he's going to be big in this game, Coach Mike, especially with the absence of JB Marcelino.
Yes, agree.
Eman Calo drives. The contest was there, but the layup is good.
And so far, pag walang tao sa corner, ang tawag natin dyan, empty ball screen. That action has worked really well for Nueva Ecija, allowing Eman Calo to create and go baseline for that layup.
14-12, JC Marcelino going left off of the switch. There's the double. The cutter is Publico. 6 on the shot clock. Barcuma. Oh, what a shot! Joey Barcuma.
Oh man, you see that shot? Ang lalim na sa corner, and you know, presence of mind to take it.
That's back-to-back jumpers for Barcuma. And once again, there's the play.
Right.
With the opening at the baseline.
Right. And palagi yan, pagka empty ball screen, napaka-delikado niyan. And I feel that favors Nueva Ecija.
Now this free throw, or this three-point shot of the game, is brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances.
And how about Publico feeding the corner quickly to Barkuma?
Eman Calo, same angle, different result. The rebound belongs to Nueva Ecija. How about the effort by all the players? Ryan Costello for three. Too strong. Another offensive rebound. Scramble. Publico goes down. The crowd is roaring. 2 points for Eman Calo. And isn't this what the MPBL is all about? 16-15.
And I feel for Nueva Ecija, this has been a vision all along. To want to involve the team, even the hometown crowd, in a team that's fun to watch and exciting to see.
What more than to trigger and once again re-energize the crowd of the Nueva Ecijanos than to feature a rematch of the Season 4 Finals. But now with new players on the board for Nueva Ecija, they're looking oh so good. That connection between Billy Robles and Eman Calo.
Yeah.
16-15, a minute and 45 before the end of one. Joseph Terzo, kick out. Publico for three. No good. Rebound, JB Bahio.
So far, it's been a struggle from the shots on the outside. For Zamboanga, that's 1 out of 6 so far.
Their only three came from Joey Barkuma. Jake Oliado, short. Rebound, Mahari. Joseph Terzo against a couple of his former teammates. No basket there, no foul as well. Eman Calo now, stopping and feeding. JB Bahio with an opening. JB, no. Rebound onto Terzo. Forward pass, Renzo Subido. That's Publico who turns around and misses. Offensive rebound, Omega.
Oh, what a battle on that rebound, huh?
Woo. 16-15, Ray Publico. Joseph Terzo going left. Back to Publico. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Renzo Subido. Too strong. Ball tapped and recovered by Zamboanga.
Renzo's one of those guys that you hope would make his basket from the outside. You know he can light it from there.
8 on the shot clock. That's tapped away by Nueva Ecija. You know, in this season, we actually observed that the fans of Nueva Ecija got a bit less. It seems like today will re-energize things for the whole of Nueva Ecija. This is back to normal for them in terms of attendance.
Yeah, and this is what I guess everybody hopes for here in Nueva Ecija. And for their teams to be going up against the top teams and see Eman Calo make a three.
That's his second three-pointer in this game. Eman Calo's in double figures with 10. 19-15, 18 seconds before the end of one. Subido onto Publico against JB Bahio. Now they go to Mark Omega. Omega needs a teammate. 7 seconds. Joseph Terzo will fire. In and out. Ball tapped and recovered. Billy Ray Robles. 1 second to go. The Ilonggo Superman is fouled. Oh! Basket and one for Billy Ray Robles.
Oh man, this game just never runs out of excitement. And let's remind everyone, first quarter pa lang po ito.
Yes. By the way, our referees will review as to whether or not this shot will count. It's quite close, but yeah, that's good.
Yeah, that's gonna be good. I mean, talk about control right there. Billy technically had nowhere to go, but really having to rise up because that clock was winding right through contact.
Well, if you have Superman in your nickname, then maneuvering while you're elevating shouldn't be a problem for you in the MPBL.
I totally agree, Migs.
And so, Billy Ray Robles ends the first quarter with a big-time bucket, and Nueva Ecija has a 6-point advantage after trailing by as many as 5 points. But, by the way, he was also fouled. So make it 7 as the advantage for Nueva Ecija. It's 22-15 after one in the high-octane first quarter that was. Let's see some highlights. What observations do you still have for us, Coach Mike?
Well, aside from the really good defensive stops early in this game, I mean, it really was the offensive execution of Nueva Ecija that took over. You know, the intentional plays and the movements, that empty ball screen action we were talking about, just leaving that entire floor for the guy to come in and score.
This first quarter score is brought to you by GameX. GameX Sports, the official online basketball ending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending, GameX.
Welcome back to the MPBL. Billy Robles was actually Coach Don Dulay's first pick and first call when he was building the first Davao team. I was a fan, Coach Don recalls, when he started working with the guy in 2016 for Rain or Shine. Yung good character and professionalism daw ni Billy ang dahilan kung bakit maganda ang takbo nila for about 8 years now. Para kay Billy, after 4 teams and 8 years with his head coach, parang may kapatid na siya, pero pag winning time na, you have to give your 150%. Biro niya yung double overtime North semifinals game ng Makati versus San Juan na umabot ng 12 midnight, tapos naka-oxygen tank na si Billy. Naalala niyo yun? Yun daw ang 150% niya, Migs, Coach Mike.
Well, that in itself is the explanation as to why they had to form such a deep team in the 6th season of the MPBL. Kahit na sobrang bilib po tayo sa Makati players last year, ayaw na po nating maulit yon para sa kanila this time around as you take a look at our first quarter field goal story.
Yeah, 6 of 17 para sa Zamboanga, 8 of 18 para sa Nueva Ecija, a +2 attempts para sa Nueva Ecija, primarily because they're getting a lot of steals and deflections on the other end.
And there you see the MPBL's Season 3 champion coach Don Dulay now wearing new colors to Nueva Ecija. 22-15 is the tally. Renzo Subido drives. That could have been a layup. Mahari now attacks. The feed onto Publico. Bothered, and that's stolen away.
Nueva Ecija actually leading in points of turnovers, converting 6 against no conversions yet after turnovers para dito sa Zamboanga.
Eman Calo, the hottest hand, misfiring on that 3. And he leads all scorers with 10. After him, it's Michael Wico with 7. Joseph Terzo is fouled, 2 free throws.
Now, we talked about this before we went going here, on our way here. I feel that this guy right here, Terzo, is going to play a big role in the rotation of Zamboanga, primarily because you need some guy to help out JC from the scoring standpoint as well as orchestration. Terzo could be one of those guys alongside Renzo Subido.
I did ask him, what's the key in order for a team to defeat Coach Don Dulay and the rest of his squad? And he said, discipline, among others. You have to play it possession by possession. It's going to be hard, but it will be worth it, especially by the end of the night. And there's JB Marcelino, unable to help out Zamboanga in this game, but you're seeing on his left, that's Bonga Lanza. Ooh. A recent recruit for the Zamboanga Masters Sardines. And we did talk about it as well on our journey to Nueva Ecija, that having another wing scorer would help out Zamboanga. That could be an answer for them.
Yeah, and bringing in the right pieces para sa isang team na already in the top tier is even gonna empower them, no? I mean, sure, you know, you got Omega that's leaving, but adding another source of points from your team, that would be sure a big help para dito sa Zamboanga.
Although Sir Nini Arquiza did tell us that they need another big. That might be a big-time solution as well for them here in their 6th season. A turnover. John Mahari. They're down by 6. Forward to Joseph Terzo. He gets it back.
Good ball movement.
Terzo going right. Kick out. Subido. 13 on the shot clock. John Mahari. No good. Rebound, Billy Robles.
That one too strong from the corner para kay John.
And here's Chris Biton. That's his shot. Yes, sir!
That's just the second head of the three-headed point guard rotation of Coach Don Dulay. Chris Biton hitting that shot is going to be really good for Nueva Ecija if this game progresses for him.
First 3 points for Chris Biton, rocking his new cornrows for the second straight game in the MPBL. There actually is quite a story about that. I'll tell it later on as we continue. Joseph Terzo, short, rebound Biton, and there's a foul. Make it a double foul between Publico and Calo.
Yeah, kung merong isang bagay na we cannot get into, sure, very animated si Eman Calo, no? But you can't get into that mode right now. Katulad nga ng sabi ng report ni Sydney kanina, they just focus on themselves. Speaking of Zamboanga, magpapadala sa environment, sa crowd cheering or what have you, just stick to the plan.
Well, after all, Zamboanga is down by 9 as of this moment, with almost 2 minutes gone by in the second quarter. JC Marcelino will return alongside Joey Barcuma. They will join Rodney Fuentes, Adi Santos, and John Mahari. As for Nueva Ecija, it's MJ Ayaay, JB Bahio, Will Macaloni, Eman Calo, and Chris Biton. Biton trying to lose Barcuma. This is going to be a nice matchup.
Yeah.
Biton going left. Now he feeds. Nice pass onto Will Macaloni.
That I guess has been the plan all along para dito sa Nueva Ecija. Keep that defense busy and find the next guy that's free.
That's almost a steal. Good defense by JB Bahio as he tried to deny Adi Santos. He saw the assist story at 8-3. Well, Nueva Ecija, after all, is number 1 in the league, averaging 29 assists per game. Lucas Cullar returns to replace Eman Calo. Cullar did start in this matchup, but he had some mistakes to begin the game. So it was an early substitution for him, as now there's a foul called on the seal by Rodney Fuentes. It's apparently on MJ Ayaay.
Yeah, and the thing with dito sa Nueva Ecija, I guess you mentioned it earlier, na this is really their first test, a top-tier team that they go up against. Pag tinignan mo yung averages nila, halos magkakadikit lahat eh. You know, 8, 9 points, 10 points. So you wouldn't know who's the alpha scorer so far. And so I guess this is a good game na indicator kung sino yung tao na yun.
JB Bahio with a steal. And there's the pass on to Will Macaloni, who will finish. Biggest lead in the ball game, 29-16.
And who would have thought, Migs, that in one sentence you would say the name of JB Bahio and Will Macaloni running the floor? That's just testament to the depth of the roster of this Nueva Ecija team.
This fast break of the game is brought to you by New Star. Win to the max, from one champion to the other. JB Bahio able to give up that basketball to Will Macaloni, and now it is a 13-point Nueva Ecija advantage. Will Macaloni, in their last game versus Marikina, scored 9 points in the first half, and ultimately he finished with 12 without a single miss from the field.
That's right. And yan talaga, I guess, nagiging credit card ni Will Macaloni for you to be perfect from the field. And him, for the most part, not really posting up. He's coming from the outside and relatively on fast break points, as you see these numbers by Will Macaloni.
But then again, we have argued that it hasn't been the hardest of schedules for the Rice Vanguards in our 6th season. All of their wins, except for one, have gone against teams with losing records. And the only team with a winning record that they defeated is Manila. And that was a game wherein Greg Slaughter wasn't available yet.
That's right.
Oh, good strip by Lucas Cullar. So he's back into that role of trying to be the JC stopper.
And Lucas Cullar has really gotten that identity of being a key defensive stopper. And you look at his stats, he's actually number 1 in terms of total steals para dito sa Nueva Ecija. He's got 12.
29-16, Gabaini is blocked by Macaloni. And there's a strip by Biton. Rice Vanguard's on the run. Biton stepping back. Inside. There's Ayai who loses space.
Oh man, Migs. Every name that you mentioned coming out of Nueva Ecija is a key contributor.
Now off of that layup by Will Macaloni. Our lucky fan of the game, brought to you by Buenas, is Madam Ryan Cuevas of the Nueva Ecijanos, joining the rest of her crew here inside their Coliseum. Barcuma, tough pass, but that was a good feed to Adi Santos.
Yeah, that was a good feed. So long as Santos just keeps on moving and going to open spaces, allowing the initial driver to create, that's gonna happen.
How about Joey Barcuma with 5 points and 2 assists in this game? Let's see if he could be the answer to the absence of JV Marcelino. And off of that miss by Biton, we're back with Zamboanga. Macaloni was hit, so we have numbers for the white shirts. Marcelino to Barcuma. Macaloni now able to recover. 2-man game. JC, switch. Marcelino will dance. 3-pointer, short. Rebound Macaloni, forward pass, Chris Biton. He has a trailer. That's a miss. Put back, yes! Eight points for Macaloni, but there's the answer by Adi Santos, as now we have a timeout for Coach Don Dulay.
Some people gotta give a lot of credit for Will Macaloni. On that 2-man game, he took on JC. Took him from way outside, got that deflection, run the other way, fast break Biton. He was there to help out.
It's now 31-20, 5 minutes and 47 remaining before halftime. Nagbabalik po ang Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino. Now we're seeing our VIPs at the sideline. Emer Oreta, we have Seth Amora, Rudy Distrito, and Kenneth Duremdes all joining us. And for those of you who are watching on MPTV Channel 98, on Signal TV, on Pilipinas Live, on Facebook, and on YouTube, maraming salamat po. This is Mix Gomez at your service alongside Coach Mike Perez and Sidney Crespo. This is the 3rd home court defense of the season for Nueva Ecija. And as we have argued, their first true test in the 6th season of the MPBL. Celis goes to Wico. Michael, drive and kick. Ayai. 8 on the shot clock. The pull-up and the miss. Good tap by Robbie Celis. Now they swing it over to JC. Short for Lucas. Rebound Gabaini. Zamboanga is down by 11. Joey Barcuma calling out the play. Marcelino to Mahari. Now on to Joseph Gabaini. Nice fake. Gabaini turning around. He's blocked by Celis.
You know what? Hindi yung single coverage na nagpapahirap kay Gabaini. It's the help side defense. He thinks that he's already got the primary defender in control, not knowing that there's another guy that's helping out.
I did ask Robbie Celis and Will Macaloni a while ago, what makes it easy when you're working with each other? And they said, it's basically offense, defense, palitan lang kaming dalawa. And so, with them switching and helping out each other, it's so fluid for Nueva Ecija.
Yeah. At saka itong, to your point, yung switching defense rin itong Nueva Ecija is very much commendable. And then you switch, but you're not getting any advantage if you're the offensive player, because even Will Macaloni actually defends against JC.
31-20, Ayai. Almost a steal. Robbie Celis recovers, and that's a layup. So basic for Robbie Celis.
Yeah, and I guess it's really the offensive activity that's keeping Zamboanga very busy right now. They're not getting into their flow.
Off of the turnover, Celis. Oh, what a block by JC Marcelino. Takbo sa kabila, Joey Barcuma barges his way through and he scores.
How about Joey Barcuma the other way? And a good block by JC that side. And just, finishing right through contact.
He is a man of steel for Zamboanga. Cold-blooded, not scared of the moment against all these veterans. But Will Macanoni, he's so used to these types of moments.
Yeah.
Now he's in double figures.
Isang bagay na maybe hindi masyadong nagagawa ngayon ng Zamboanga is yung drive and kick action nila. It's credit to the kind of defense that Nueva Ecija has implemented in this game.
And by the way, fast break story belongs to Nueva Ecija, 8-3 as Michael Huico scores again. You mentioned as well, these two teams are 1 and 2 in points off of turnovers. Nueva Ecija also has the advantage, a +6 in that category.
Yeah, and ang mabigat dito, Migs, alam mo, it's not just the points, it's how they score it. I mean, it's getting this crowd riled up, and you hear the support by the hometown crowd.
Another timeout, 37-22. Now we're seeing the home games results for Nueva Ecija. So far they're undefeated in Palayan City this season, defeating QC by 6 and Manila by 16. So there's one home win per month so far in their campaign. Then again, this is their biggest test, and they have answered to the call of Coach Don Dulay, up by 15 with 3 minutes and 39 remaining before halftime. Coach Mike and I argue time and time again that these two teams have the same identity, defense to offense. They love to run. You said Zamboanga initially had the advantage in that identity, but it seems like Nueva Ecija has gone over them in owning that identity for this game.
At saka kung maalala mo, Mix, pinag-usapan natin, kailangan ng tulong panggagaling sa bench para dito sa Zamboanga. Right now, 16 versus 1. As you see that number right there, that's just glaring. Somebody's got to come off the bench for Zamboanga to score alongside the starters.
Well, that's Joseph Gabayni, a starter, scoring inside. Just had to muscle his way through against multiple Nueva Ecijano defenders. So Joseph will now proceed to the line. Gabayni has 5 points and 7 rebounds to his name. That was tough. His numbers, 10 points, 8 rebounds per game. I did ask him, are you getting more touches recently because of all your great performances? And Gabayni said, well, it's all part of the motion. I get my touches, but even when I get the ball, my first intention is to pass it.
Yes. To find an open man that's free, pass to the least guarded teammate. And alam mo what's amazing about this rotation? JB Bahio coming off the bench, not at all exhausted.
That's why he's able to do these types of things.
Yes.
Contesting Gabayni for the rebound. And again, Bahio is so used to it. With all of his practices last year, with the gigantic lanterns of Pampanga.
Yeah, and he's such a role player that he wouldn't mind, letting the other key players to be starting and him coming off the bench. Siguro dahil nasanay na nga when he was with Pampanga.
Another 3 minutes before halftime. JC spins. Tough defense by Nueva Ecija. Barcuma bounces. Apolonio, by the way, has had trouble controlling that basketball. JC, tough shot, no good. Rebound, Nueva Ecija.
Boy, and every time a Nueva Ecija player gets beat, a help defense is gonna come.
Eman Calo, step back, feed inside. That's stolen away. JC Marcelino. Can this give them some momentum? A basket for JC and a timeout for Coach Don Dulay.
Yeah, quick timeout para dito kay Coach Don Dulay. You got a turnover and you allow them to score. Hindi pwede yon. So, reset tayo ulit, regroup tayo. Guys, let's go back to the plan.
Again, this is the identity of Zamboanga.
Yes, that man right there, JC Marcelino. This team goes where he goes. Somebody's got to provide help coming off the bench.
That's the first 2 points of JC beyond his 5 in the opening frame. The lead is down to 10. So we have this graphic once again for us. 3 players combining for 29 points. It's Eman Calo, Will Macaloni, and Michael Wico for Coach Don Dulay.
What more can you ask for? I mean, the mere fact that you have Calo and Wico contributing to that 29 points, pretty huge.
Macaloni now able to rest at the sideline. That's a steal by Robbie Naive. He goes all the way for
There you
2.
go.
Welcome back, Robbie Naive.
And that's the help that they need coming off the bench. And Robbie definitely could be that spark to help out Zamboanga.
By the way, Naive has been out because of a wrist injury. And there's the signature defense of Joey Barcuma. He was falling multiple times. And then he got bumped by Robbie Celis for the charge.
Matigas rin ang katawan ni Rob Celis. Tumalsik ng ganun si Barcuma.
But boy, again, the guts of this young man has been very impressive.
Without a doubt. No question about it.
That was already an ankle breaker.
Yeah, totoo. Pero patuloy pa rin yung depensa niya, no? And, you know, kids, if you're playing today, you pick something up from Barcuma. That's how you play defense.
Even Lucas Colliar gave a big nod to Barcuma after that defensive sequence.
Rightfully so.
37-29. Now Biton is matched up against Joey. Gabaini. Defended by Bahio. Joseph backing down. Gabaini feeds. Santos as the cutter. Blocked. Recovery. That's out of bounds.
Yun na yung minimension mo kaninang action. Pag nakuha ko sa poste, my initial thought is to hanap teammates na libre.
Well, there's the initiative by Adi Santos, but then again, the recovery on defense has been mighty impressive for Nueva Ecija. That's their 4th block in this game. Eman Calo, pick and roll. Robbie Celis able to pick up the foul. The 3rd of Joseph Gabaini.
Kung merong isang player na medyo dangerous pagdating sa 2-man game, eto na yon. Isa na to sa pag-uusapan natin. Rob Celis, bakit ka mo? Kayang puminish in traffic, kayang stop and pop, has really good decision making on whether to take that shot or find another guy that's free that would create the other side of the floor.
By the way, Will Macaloni told me that is what he's trying to learn from his kuya Robbie Celis.
Yeah.
The ability to slow down and make decisions as you are on your attack.
And he's really just on an elite level. To your point, na ganun nakabagal yung tingin niya sa laro. He sees all openings and sees opportunities on where that point of attack would be.
Well, Robbie is a veteran after all, to the point that he has a son starring in the junior MPBL. A big shout out to Rob Celis, ang kanyang anak. Chris Biton all day.
And Chris is mighty confident right now. I mean, you see that vibe back in Chris Biton as he made another 3.
That's Chris's 2nd 3-pointer in this game. As Marcelino passes on to the wrong guy. Nueva Ecija on the run. Eman Calo lost the ball.
That was out of good deflection right there by Zamboanga. And alam ni Eman, sayang. No, kita mo yung sayang na action niya eh.
41-29, still a very comfortable cushion for the Rice Vanguards. The steal story is at 10-6 in favor of the home squad. Barcuma needing a teammate. 12 on the shot clock. Cositan 5, first appearance in this game. Oh, good defense by Cuellar. Almost a turnover. And here's JC on the recovery. Marcelino able to escape.
And again, nakakatakas pero mahirap yung tira. Hindi ganun kadali like the usual shots that he's been used to doing.
9 points for JC Marcelino. We're back with Chris Biton against Joey Barcuma. Biton up top to Robbie Celis. The walking mismatch. He will dance against Omega. Turn around. No basket. Rebound Naive.
Yeah, good defense right there by Omega.
Forward pass. Good run by Omega. And there's the trailer. JC misses on the gimme. Counter run. Biton to Cuellar. Where will Lucas go? There's the trailer. JB Bahio is fouled.
Pero kanina, as we see JB down on the floor right now, you see that really good rim run by Omega. Kaya lang, you know, talagang nakadikit pa rin yung depensa nitong Nueva Ecija.
There's the foul by Omega. He was totally leaning forward as he crashed onto JB Bahio, who will now proceed to the line.
And at this point, I guess we have to give credit to both teams. Both teams are really playing exceptional basketball. Nothing fancy, just straight up basketball.
This free throw is brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kumpletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. Well, this is practically championship caliber basketball for you.
Tsaka playoff field dito sa Nueva Ecija. Alam mo, kanina nagdala pa ako ng jacket eh. Sabi ko malamig. Ngayon ang init na sa dami ng tao eh, no?
Big shout out to the Novo Ecijanos who have made it once again inside the Nueva Ecija Coliseum. 12 seconds to go before halftime. Zamboanga is down by 11. Joey Barcuma to JC Marcelino. 7 seconds. JC going left. Marcelino, drive and kick. Naive. This is a big one. Short. Rebound Omega. Somebody has to shoot. Barcuma. Yes, sir. That could count. The referees will review it. But boy, that would mean a lot for them.
Yes. And that's a couple of threes crucial para dito kay Barcuma. Kanina, shot clock winding down in that corner. This time around, Omega, the presence of mind to release it. Does he have enough time?
That's close. Ooh,
pretty close.
All right. This is going to be a challenge for our referees.
Yeah.
But there's a good argument that it would count for Joey Barcuma. Now, if that would actually count, then Barcuma would be the leading scorer for Zamboanga ahead of JC Marcelino's 9.
That's right.
And the tally of Joey, which would be 10, if that would count, it would be the highest in this game, tied with Macaloni and Calo. And yes, the three-pointer will count for Joey Barcuma. And so, it is 42-34 at halftime.
Yeah, and so far, dalawang three-pointers na naibasket ng Zamboanga, lahat ng yon nanggaling kay Joey Barcuma.
This halftime score is brought to you by GameX. GameX Sports, the official online basketball ending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending, GameX. And now we present to you our MPBL Player of the Week.
Slaughter, well deserving of our player of the game honors.
And at center number 20, Greg Zilla Slaughter.
Casino had that one picked away. Greg Zilla, look out below.
Everybody just saw it coming. Greg Zilla with a slam here in Valenzuela.
We take a look at our Buenas play of the game. DJ Mitchell doing a little bit of everything here today, but we feature that man, 7-foot Greg Slaughter, Greg Zilla, throwing it down on the break.
Second game in the MPBL, second slam of the season para dito kay Greg Zilla.
Slaughter.
Let's Wei Chong. CBC. The ball on the deck.
Oh man! That's done.
Greg Slaughter with a two-handed jam. Welcome to the MPBL, Greg Zilla. Jamming that one home with authority.
And he had two big men on him, on Carl Brian Cruz, and really just left that entire side of the floor to Greg.
Best player of the game, and for the second straight game, it is none other than Greg Zilla, Greg Slaughter.
Welcome back to the MPBL. I'm Sydney Crespo and we are still here inside the Nueva Ecija Coliseum para sa ating main game between the Zamboanga Master Sardines and the Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards. The Rice Vanguards are up 42-34 at dito sa halftime kausapin muna natin si Kenneth Alas and of course si Sir Bong Cuevas. Kenneth, I know that you have an injury. I believe it's an MCL strain and you've been out for a couple of weeks now. Kamusta ka na ngayon at maaasahan ka na bang makita namin ulit in the future?
Medyo okay na. By end of the month, clear na ulit ako makabalik sa court.
Alright, I'm sure may mga Zamboanga fans na nag-aabang sa'yo, no? But now, Kenneth, I wanna ask you because there are some people saying na very similar ang identity ng ating dalawang teams. Do you agree and do you see that tonight?
Yes, kasi we're both pressing and running teams. Para namin gusto i-push yung bola every possession we can.
May mga gusto ko bang batiin o pasalamatan?
Salamat sa UCI family, maker of families brand, Master, Atami at Mikado Sardines, Patrick Sportswear, sa mga ka-family all over the country at sa mga taga Zamboanga City. Then sa team owners namin kay Madam Anita Cao and Boss TP Cao, and happy birthday kay Madam Anita Cao.
Alright, happy birthday po, Madam. And also, get well soon kay Coach Louie. No? Sana makita na natin siya in the next game. Thank you so much, Kenneth. Ngayon naman, of course, Sir Bong Cuevas, the team owner of Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards. Sir, it's very nice to see you here once again. Ang tanong ko po, gaano ka ka-proud at kasaya sa 9-0, this amazing start of your team this season?
Well, sabi ko doon sa team, yung 9-0, huwag nila masyadong pag-iisipin yun kasi marami pa kami mahihirap na laro forthcoming. Like this one, Zamboanga, and then may isa pa kaming home game na mabigat rin dito na darating sa 29 sa Pampanga. And ang sabi ko sa kanila kasi, as usual, as always, kung sino man kalaban namin team, you just have to treat them with respect and just play hard defense, and any team can beat you dito sa MPBL.
Very well said po, no, Sir Bong. Ngayon, speaking of home game, you guys are actually undefeated this season sa inyong home court, and this is our third time this season. Baka meron po kayong message para sa lahat ng ating mga Novo Ecijanos na sumusuporta sa inyo.
Well, unang-una para sa mga kababayan ko dito sa Nueva Ecija, itong laban namin is palaging para sa inyo. And ang mga players ay desidido para mabawi natin yung corona uli. Mas mahirap itong season na ito dahil mas mabibigat ang kalaban, pero nandiyan pa rin ang laban ng Nueva Ecija. Hindi ito bibigay at lalaban ito hanggang dulo.
Hindi nga lang po ang Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards ang may magandang energy kanina sa first half, kundi ang fans din. Sir Bong, may mga pasasalamatan ka ba?
Ano no?
May mga pasasalamatan at babatiin po ba kayo?
Ay, siyempre, unang-una, papasalamat ako sa suporta ng mga kababayan ko dito sa Nueva Ecija. Papasalamat rin ako kay Governor Romali dahil dito sa pagpapagamit niya nitong team sa atin. At siyempre, hindi ko pwede kalimutan yung papasalamatan yung aking asawa, si ex-Mayor Ryan Cuevas, at ang daughter ko na si Mayor Vian, at yung anak ko na ang manager ng team, si Ivan. And of course, papasalamat rin ako sa MPBL na binigyan ng opportunity dali ng laro dito sa Nueva Ecija at binigyan kami ng magandang kalabang kamukha ng Zamboanga para maligayahan ang mga kababayan namin dito sa Nueva Ecija.
Yes, tama po. Thank you rin po for having us again here. Thank you so much, Sir Bong Cuevas and Kenneth Alas. Mga kaliga, magbabalik po ang Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League.
We are at halftime for Nueva Ecija versus Zamboanga. Score reads 42-34 in favor of the MPBL's fourth season champions. We're actually looking for a bit of revenge because in their one game versus Zamboanga last year, they lost inside the Mayor Vitaliano Diagan Coliseum back in Zamboanga. So now, here we have our numbers, Coach Mike.
Yeah, percentage-wise, 47% for Nueva Ecija, but a +2 in terms of attempts para dito sa Zamboanga. Again, babalik ka doon sa matter of conversion. Sa hirap ng depensa binigay nitong Nueva Ecija, it's a good thing that Zamboanga is still able to make attempts. But like what we saw earlier, hindi ganun kadali para makashoot sa side nitong Zamboanga because of the defense of Nueva Ecija. Assists, given na yan. Palaging Nueva Ecija ang leading dyan. But look at the points of turnovers. Both getting 8, but 11 turnovers forced on Zamboanga as well as 10 naman sa side ng Nueva Ecija. Bench points, 17 plus. Ito yung pinag-uusapan natin kanina. All in favor of dito sa Nueva Ecija.
So the statistics actually all went into the same plan.
Yes.
For these two teams.
Yes.
So they're matched 1 and 2 in the season in points off of turnovers. Tabla. Bench scoring, of course, there's a big disparity because Nueva Ecija is so deep.
Yep.
And so you're seeing that +17 against Zamboanga, who, by the way, is playing with a depleted roster. Wala si JB Marcelino, and even their head coach, Louis Alas, is not with us today. Yeah. Their leading scorer is this man, Joey Barcuma, who has channeled all of his energy and experience, having played in the semifinals of the NCAA, into his biggest MPBL game so far.
Yes.
Here in Nueva Ecija. After him is JC Marcelino, the former MVP, with 9 points. But on the other end, it's easy pickings for the Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards. Last year, makita natin na papagod, especially yung mga players ni Coach Don Dulay sa Makati. But now, Eman Calo, Robbie Celis are looking good with the likes of Will Macaloni, Michael Wico, and Chris Bitoon.
Yeah, and yung numbers na pinakita mo kanina, Mix, sa assist, pag tinignan natin, +6 ang Nueva Ecija, 7 ang advantage doon. Pag tinignan natin sa bench points, +14. And right there, +17 at the half. So numbers really indicating that this is a Nueva Ecija game.
Well, let's see if the tides will turn here in the second half. As Michael Wico drives, double team, Bahio, nice. One more feed. Great patience. 2+1 for Robbie Celis.
It's all about going to an open spot, drawing that secondary defender, and finding the guy that's least guarded. Exactly this one. And Robbie Celis was really just right there, dropping off after seeing that help peel off and help on MJ.
Celis now has 5 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 steals in this game. I asked him during halftime, kamusta? Napapagod ka ba? And he said, well, nakakapagod yung pace ng game, pero nakakapagpahinga kami. Ayun ang advantage namin. And one would even argue the problem last year for Makati might be the problem in this game for JC Marcelino and company.
That's right. And so, tulong pa rin talaga ang kailangan. Pero 10 lang ito, you know, things can still happen here for Zamboanga. Pretty much a lot of basketball ahead of us.
Great effort by Mark Omega, who has had to step up because Joseph Gabaini has been in foul trouble. He has 3 so far. Omega just scored his first 2 points. The lead is 8. JB Bahio, mismatch against Joseph Terzo. 10 on the shot clock. Bahio, Culyar for 3. Short. Rebound JC. Forward to John Mahari. Mahari will attack. And he was fouled by Chris Biton.
Oh, magandang start ito para sa Zamboanga. I mean, you get a really good execution on one end, get a stop, and run the other way. So, you know, build lang ng paunti-unti lang, no? Incremental improvements nga.
This is a long way to go. Baseline inbound. Joseph Terzo. On to Mark Omega against Robbie Celis. Omega backing down. He turns around. And he missed that shot. Good effort by Terzo. As now Mahari goes down. Oh, no. So referees will have to review this. You know, ironically, okay na yun. Para kay Michael Wico. It wasn't the worst thing. Well, Mahari went down because Wico hit him. It might have been unintentional, but Joseph Terzo wasn't happy about it. And so he hit back.
Yeah.
Nahari got in the middle, and ultimately he became the peacemaker. And now our actual peacemaker, Rudy Distrito, is at the center of the court as the referees will review that previous sequence.
Actually, humabol din si JC Collier kanina. Iniyakap na si MJ. Oh, dito na tayo, bro. Dito na tayo. Layo na tayo dyan.
All right, so we'll listen in to Miguel Pere for the official call.
Upon review, it's a double technical foul between number 18, Joseph Terzo, and number 29, Mike Rico.
Okay.
Both for unsportsmanlike
Again, not the
behavior.
worst. Oh, there was a bump. More bumps. Now, these players have to be extra careful because they already have technical fouls. Oh, Michael Rico could be done.
Oh, wow.
Referee Jay Castroverde just whistled once again. All right, if you missed it, as we were showing the replay, there was a bump between Terzo and Wico, and then there was a bump between Nahari and Wico. All right, there you have it. Wico's done.
Yeah, Wico's done.
And now there's another bump.
Well, yung mga bungguan na yan, actually, in the words of Coach Louis Gonzalez, message sent.
Yeah. The good thing is for Michael Wico, he has such a deep team.
Oh, yeah.
The guy who will replace him is Billy Ray Robles, no less. Jay Collado will also sub in for JB Bahio. They will join Chris Biton, Lucas Cullar, and Robbie Celis.
At hindi pwede magkumpiyansa dito ang Nueva Ecija. 8 lang to. A good stop here could bring this down to 6, even 5.
Biton trying to shake off Barcuma. There's the pass onto the cutter. Robbie Celis recovers and scores.
And Robbie Celis was telling Chris Biton, taasan mo yung pasa, ang baba.
Well, he does have a smaller defender against him in John Mahari. Joey Barcuma for 3, no good. Rebound for Celis.
Yeah, really good box out action right there. Nobody getting to the ball because Jay Collado was clearing that box out.
Celis against John Mahari. Robbie backing down. Kick out. Collado for 3. Bombs away.
We talked about Rob Celis.
Nice feed. 2 points for Mark Omega.
Yeah, good quick action there by Barcoma. We talked about Rob Celis being a really good decision maker. See him on the post, he's a threat. But his vision on the other side of the floor is another cause of concern.
Well, Celis has 5 assists already to go alongside his 5 points and 4 rebounds. That's a blocking foul. Chris Biton just barged onto traffic. Coach Ronje Enrile wants to travel, but it wasn't given to them. And now we have our 3-point shot brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances. Jay Collado, ever so reliable with his outside shooting. That's the advantage when you have him as the 4 and Celis is at the 5.
Yeah. And that's the second foul of Omega. Gotta watch it.
Yeah.
Because you're the man who's supposed to be there in lieu of Gabaini.
So that's 5 fouls combined for those 2 centers. The third string center, well, it would be Ray Publico as per our information. And now that would be the 3rd foul of Mark Omega.
Oh, wow. We gotta see that again.
Coach Ronje is looking at his bench. It looks like it's going to be Adi Santos. The lineup of Zamboanga will go even smaller now.
Yes. And this is literally small ball right here if Omega gets subbed.
Let's see the replay. Celis. There's the closeout at bumaba rin yung arms ni Mark Omega.
Yeah, binaba.
Robbie is at the stripe. Free throw converted. Adi Santos will check in. He will be the center for Zamboanga. At the 4 is John Mahari. Their guards are JC Marcelino, Joey Barcuma, and Joseph Terzo is practically a small forward as of this moment.
Interesting ang magiging adjustment ng Zamboanga dito, lalo na sa defensive side. And even on offensive rebounds.
51-38. The biggest lead was 15. Barcuma escapes.
And Barcuma's just kept on finding that open lane, and he's been that answer para dito sa Zamboanga.
12 points for Barcuma. Jay Collado answers back. That's 5 points for Collado, all in this quarter. Well, this is another thing that he can do. Put the ball on the deck.
Yes. And katulad ni Rob Celis, maybe a little bit of a slower version.
Yeah.
But Jay's a very capable decision maker.
He is one of the ultimate veterans of the Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards in the past couple of years. But with Jonathan Oiloan out of the rotation, now it is ultimately him as the leader of the Nueva Ecijanos.
Oo naman. Tsaka during the time when he had Mike Mabulax and what have you, Will Macaloni, Will Macaloni is still with him. He's technically the high-low guy.
Yeah.
He get that ball from up high and doesn't have that low side. He can take the 3 and weave it the other side of the floor.
54-40. Renzo Subido is in. Let's see if they can activate the shooting. Gabaini is also back with 3 fouls. JC Marcelino, 2 screens up top. He goes to his strong side. Kick out.
Nice pass.
Barcuma, 5 on the shot clock. That is a turnover. Forward pass. Cuellar on the move. Lucas onto the trailer. Billy Ray. They go to Robbie. A lot of time. Too strong. Counter run. Marcelino. Bounce pass. Renzo Subido. No good. Rebound Celis. Forward pass again. Biton.
Then CJ in the corner.
And Nueva Ecija will set things up. 4 minutes gone by in the third. Cuellar hounded by Barcuma. Celis, driving kick, Collado for 3! Yes, sir!
Sabi ni Jay, kanina pa dapat pinasa. But once he got that, I mean, he definitely is a knockdown shooter from way out there.
Jay Collado has 9 points all in the third quarter. Another 3-point shot, this time from the left wing. Absolutely no problem for the veteran. And getting some high fives from the owners of the Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards.
And all that joy is really coming from the unselfishness of the Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards.
We did argue that this will be the first test for Coach Don Dulay and the rest of the Rice Vanguards. Well, the tests will continue to come as Marquis and the rest of Parañaque are up next on June 15. The unpredictable Bataan Risers will be after that on June 22. And then it will be the ultimate battle of the Titans. For 2 years already in the MPBL, there has been a rivalry between Nueva Ecija and Pampanga. Let's see what will happen in their next game, as now we turn you over to Sydney Crespo.
Well, Migs, for Coach Don Dulay, this game has lived up to his expectations even just after 2 quarters. He's seeing Nueva Ecija's well execution on defense, and that's one thing he wants to continue in this half. With this incredible test in front of them, Coach Don needs to see the experience of a veteran, then match the intensity of Zamboanga. Sabi nga niya, everybody deserves to play, pero he chose certain guys because of their experience and how they use it in the end game. Your thoughts, Migs and Coach Mike?
Well, that is a good point. It would remind us to look at the bench of Nueva Ecija. Okay, Maguliano is not activated in this game. Who else? Andre Duremdes.
Bobby.
Nat Cosejo. Where's Nat Cosejo? He doesn't seem to be
he's not there.
in uniform.
Yeah, I don't think he's there.
You mentioned Bobby Balocanag.
Eman Calo.
Eman Calo did play.
Yeah, did play.
Gab Dagangon is not in uniform. Byron Villarreal is still injured. Vince Magbuhos is not in uniform. I'm just rounding out the roster of Nueva Ecija, just so everybody feels how deep they are in their campaign. And there's the depth on the other end for Zamboanga. Jason Strait, J-Boy Solis, Chito Jaime, Kenneth Alas as well. And now the Kobe Bryant of Zamboanga checks in Choi Ignacio. Now he's going to need to erupt.
Yeah. And those other players that we saw for Zamboanga, sila J-Boy, Jason Strait, you know, those guys are very capable contributors in a game. Defensively, lalo na.
Good block by Gabayni. Forward pass. It's Adi Santos all alone. There's the help. Renzo Subido off to the left. Rebound Santos. Put back. No, sir. And now the ball is with Nueva Ecija. Forward pass. Chris Piton is all alone. He crosses baseline drive. And he was fouled. Oh, that's a big call. That's the fourth foul of Joseph Gabayni.
And Gabayni was saying he actually stepped out of bounds. As alam ni Joseph, I'm not gonna, you know, foul him. Oh yeah, there's a bump right there. Yun lang. That bump came.
Gabayni will have to rest again.
Yes.
He's played 13 minutes in this game so far, 6 points and 8 rebounds. There you see, 4 fouls to his name. Ray Publico is back. Same goes for Tosi Tancinco. So now this is relatively a bigger lineup for them.
Yep.
Tosi's the 3. Subido's the 2. Or actually, Subido's the 1. Mahari's... That's not Mahari. That's Ignacio at the 2.
And so far, yung minutes distribution dito ng Nueva Ecija. Yeah, JB Bahi only playing what, 10, 12 minutes? That's really good. It means he's only getting roughly about 6 minutes per quarter.
59-42. This is the biggest lead of Nueva Ecija in this game. Renzo Subido, held by MJ Ayay. 6 on the shot clock. Subido to the corner. That's a 3-pointer. Choi Ignacio makes it.
Boy, they needed that. They needed that. And so far, it's the 3 game that's keeping them in this match. Those from Barkuma and this one from Ignacio.
Risky inbound sequence. Nueva Ecija able to bring it down. Chris Piton working against Renzo Subido. 59-45, under 4 minutes in the third. Piton crosses. Piton feeds. Macaloni, no foul, no basket. Offensive rebound, and the putback by Will Macaloni.
How great is that? To have your roller be getting the offensive rebound as well.
On the other end, Adi Santos almost traveled. Tosi Tancinco. Now he drives, and he got fouled.
And so what you like about the defense ng Nueva Ecija, Migs, is people are actually moving their legs, not their arms. And so they're getting to spots na intended ng offense ang puntahan. Inuunahan nila, and so that gets a stop. And pag na-beat sila, they allow a secondary defender na tumulong.
Tosi Tancinco at the stripe. The best friend of the Marcelinos, converting on his first gimme. I wonder if, you know, in this lineup, he could actually be a focal point of attack, because this is quite unusual.
Yes.
In terms of the combinations of Zamboanga.
Yeah.
But then again, without JB Marcelino in this game, this shouldn't be a surprise for us.
JB's only, had 11 points, but his shooting has been pretty efficient.
That's JC Marcelino.
JC Marcelino, right. He's been pretty efficient. And so, siguro yung volume shots that he has to take na for Zamboanga.
Let's see if that will be the case later on. As now, off of that steal, this is Tosi Tancinco being the focal point. Stolen back. Forward pass. Eman Galo, breakaway layup. 12 points for Eman Calo.
And that's 12 points off turnovers here para dito sa Nueva Ecija.
Steal story ×2 for the Rice Vanguards. Under 3 minutes. Renzo Subido, where will the answer come from? Publico to Tancinco. That's a bad pass.
And, you know, Zamboanga on the average roughly would have about 15 turnovers per game. Right now they have 14. If you count that one, that should be 15.
Turnover story, 15-12. 63-47. MJ Ayay will fire. Too strong. Rebound onto Choi Ignacio. That's almost a steal by Calo.
Yeah.
Subido. Screen by Publico. Renzo zigzagging. Subido turns around. Tough shot. He makes it.
There you go. There you go. That's what you need from Renzo. He's got to get more of that. And if he doesn't have a pass, he's got to create for himself.
It has to be like a throwback to his UST days.
Yes.
Back in the UAAP.
Yes.
This is Billy Ray. Robles with a pull-up. Too strong. Offensive rebound to the smallest guy on the floor.
Just staying active.
Ryan Costello, an all-star last year. Drive and kick. Robles on the corner. In and out. Ball tapped and recovered by Nueva Ecija. How about their effort?
Yeah, that's what, 2-3 offensive rebounds already in a sequence.
Ayay double teamed. Eman Calo will fire. $15 points for Eman Calo.
Minsan, parang ang dating is, sige tira lang kayo sa labas, kukunin namin yung rebound, bibigyan namin kayo ulit ng pagkakataon. And it's really just Nueva Ecija locating those long rebounds as Renzo here on a 5-point run.
We did mention he has got to do more.
Yeah.
But a lot more than that. 66-52.
Kailangan na throwback Renzo dito.
Under a minute remaining in the third. Ryan Costello onto MJ Ayay. An opening. MJ drive and kick. Eman Calo. No good. Offensive rebound. And on the recovery, Zamboanga has possession. That's a foul given up by Eman.
And Eman had to give it up because ayaw niyang bigyan ng momentum itong Zamboanga because Subido is on a 5-point run and you don't want him to get another one.
Now this play of the game is brought to you by Buenas. MJ Ayay, simple drive and kick. Eman Calo, straight line for a 3-pointer, converting his third in this game.
Sabi ko sa'yo, pag pumasok yung una, titira ulit ng isa pa yan.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Eman Calo is 6 out of 8 from the field and 3 out of 5 from downtown. As you get to see the numbers of Ray Publico. The lead is 13, which is still manageable. And I wonder if Zamboanga is just buying time. They might be buying time for JC Marcelino and Joseph Gabaini.
Could be too. Could be. They're really just trying to stay in the thick of the fight. And so that when the big guns come in, you know, we got a chance.
Under 40 seconds remaining in the third. Ryan Costello against Renzo Subido. Screen by Macaloni. Costello drives. No good off the glass. Again, there's the effort on the offensive end. Trying to get boards for Nueva Ecija.
Yung help defense nagagawa pero nakakalimutan ng i-secure and defensive rebound.
Baseline inbound for Eman Calo. That's Billy Robles. No good on his jumper. Rebound Omega.
That's how when we say na hindi na naaano yung defense. Ooh. There's a little action right there.
It's a foul on Robles, so it's free throws for Publico.
Now, if you're Billy, you gotta watch it because MJ's gone. Wala na si Wico. You gotta stay in the game.
That's 2 fouls in this game for Billy Ray Robles. Ray Publico is at the stripe. Another miss for Zamboanga. They are 9 out of 13 from the line. And Publico still has only 1 point so far. 1 out of 3 from the free throw line is this man. hearing it from the crowd. He goes 0 out of 2.
Yeah, that's 0. He's been there twice, right?
Yes, 1 out of 4 in total. 15 seconds before the end of the third. MJ Ayaay against Jason Apolonio. 2-man game. Ayaay going right. 6 seconds. MJ, step back 3. Too strong. Now the ball is with Choi Ignacio. 1 second. Ignacio will score.
That should be good. That shot should be good. I mean, good thing that Troy did not panic, stay the course, and have the knowledge of time and clock.
This is gonna count.
Yeah.
Very early for Choi Ignacio, and it would be the second buzzer beater for Zamboanga at the end of our quarters. Prior to this, it was Joey Barcuma's 3-pointer before halftime. It's a badly needed conversion for Choi Ignacio, as they're still down by 11 points, 66-55. This third quarter score is brought to you by GameX. GameX Sports, the official online basketball ending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending, GameX. That is our player matchup for tonight. JC Marcelino versus Eman Calo. And would you believe it that Eman Calo has outplayed the former MVP so far?
Yeah, and because of movement of possessions para dito sa Nueva Ecija, literally halos lahat ng basket actually ni JC puro sariling sikap eh. Samantalang dito sa side ng Nueva Ecija, ball and man movement.
We've seen a total of 12 assists so far in this game for Nueva Ecija. Actually, sa lagay na yun, onti pa yan.
Yeah.
Because they averaged 29.
That's right.
Oh, no. Okay, I saw the wrong stat. They have 21 assists.
Yes, 21 assists.
So they're on pace to get 28.
The 12 is from Zamboanga.
There you go. Thank you for joining us as we come to you live from the Nueva Ecija Coliseum. Coach Mike, our quarter scoring.
Definitely straightforward, 20 and up production para dito sa Nueva Ecija. And Zamboanga talagang, trying to find a guy that would spark them. And so far, they've never broken 20 points in a quarter.
Will Macaloni scoring inside. He wanted a foul. He will have to play on.
And the only reason na dumikit pa sa 20 yung mga output nila per quarter is because yung dalawang buzzer beaters,
That's right. Jason Apolonio against JC Cullar. Apolonio using the size advantage. Good help by Macaloni. But there's the offensive rebound and the putback by Adi Santos.
And Adi's one guy also na kailangan para dito sa Zamboanga. He's one of the scorers actually para dito sa Zamboanga.
8 points and 5 rebounds. Make it 6 now for Adi Santos. They're down by 11.
And that's his normal average, 8 points per game para dito kay Adi. And so now, in the absence of any production from JC, somebody's gotta, come and do those points.
And again, they could be just buying time for JC Marcelino and Joseph Gabaini, who has 4 fouls already in this game. No JV because of a knee injury.
Yeah, 11-point deficit with that much time left, almost the entire 9 minutes of the fourth. Pretty much still doable para dito sa Zamboanga.
68-57. JC looks like it's nearing his return. Apolonio turning around. No good on his hook. No foul as well. And here's Lucas Cullar. Bounce pass. Bahio. Oh, what a contest. That was clean though for Choi Ignacio.
Yeah, that looked like a play on the ball, pero yung hatak pababa. I guess yun ang tinitingnan nila ngayon. And JB JB hasn't gone to the rack and gotten a clear path. Lahat nung naging layup attempts niya, puro may bangga eh.
How about Madam Ryan Cuevas tending to JB Bajío?
Yeah.
As the literal mother to these Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards.
And JB so far playing limited minutes, pero see this action right here.
That's a foul. Yeah, he went for the ball.
He went for the ball.
It's just that the momentum of Bajío was against Troy Ignacio.
Yeah, yung pababang movement. Kasi he wants to get the ball out of the hands of JB. So look like a regular.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And by the way, Troy Ignacio, this is a man with great character.
Yeah.
He's not the type to hurt someone.
Right.
All right, Bajío has to be subbed out. So these would be bonus free throws for Robbie Celis. I always say na swerte yung galing bench. Kasi diretso ka sa free throw line for possible points.
Hindi ba pwedeng ano yun? Parang ano lang no? Sub lang sa points, pero kanya yung points ako lang titira.
Hindi. Kasi effort pa rin ng free throw shooter.
Correct.
So Robbie Celis just scored his 10th point in this game. Again, he's played 18 minutes. Well preserved by Coach Don Dulay with the depth that they have. 1 out of 2. Rebound Apolonio. 69-57. JC Marcelino is back as he works with Renzo Subido, John Mahari, Jason Apolonio, and Ray Publico.
Sigurado is gonna play the rest of the way.
Subido in trouble. Look at that defense by Nueva Ecija.
Yeah.
8 on the shot clock. Apolonio, no good. Put back, still no good for Mahari.
They're very forceful on rotations, and they're very forceful on defensive rebounds. That's the thing. And pag nakuha nila yon, ganun pa rin matindi intention sa open floor. Takbuhan, fast break.
69-57, Cuellar fakes. 5 on the shot clock. Mismatch, Robbie Celis. Will he fade? Celis in trouble. It's a shot clock violation.
Yeah, one of the very few times you're here, 24-second shot clock blow on Rob Celis. He normally is very efficient in those situations, and credit the defense of Ren Subido.
Well, he tried to make use of his size advantage to no avail.
Yeah.
So now we're back with JC Marcelino. Horns play. JC so used to this setup. 10 on the shot clock. Off of the switch. Marcelino zigzagging. That's a foul. Man, that's just so hard to stop.
Minsan, di ba, sabi ng mga coaches, you get the big to small switch so that you have advantage. But in this case, do you really have that advantage? If you're going up against Will Macaloni, Will can move his legs and get to spots. Yung short runs na ganon, kaya i-cover ni Will yun eh.
Well, if you're JC Marcelino, then I think you would always have that perception that you have the advantage.
Yes.
As this free throw is brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. 12 hard-earned points for JC Marcelino in this game. 1 out of 2. Rebound Celis. Zamboanga just could not crack the deficit into single digits. Lucas Cuellar, nice cross. Switch. Celis, high-low. Macaloni. A gimme.
And just, again, Rob finding an open guy on a little high-low action.
71-58. Publico back to JC Marcelino. JC still at it. Everyone just focused on the former MVP. A three-pointer. That's good. Is it going to be him from this point on for Zamboanga? He has had to do so much against the multiple defenders in front of him. At that time around, JC Marcelino was able to shoot and score against the defense of Will Macaloni. He actually wasn't too happy with the closeout of Will, but then again, we shall move on. A timeout, 71-61. presenting our Suzuki muscular and sporty fans of the game. Just like the Avenus, do more and achieve more with a muscular and sporty scooter from Suzuki, the Avenus. Oras na para magmotor. We are coming back to you live from the home of the MPBL's 4th season champions, the home of Sir Bong Cuevas and company, as he continues to watch on alongside our MPBL VIPs, of course spearheaded by our Commissioner Kenneth Duremdes. This is Mix Gomez at your service alongside Coach Mike Perez and Sidney Crespo. A 10-point lead for the Nueva Ecijanos. 6.5 to go.
Kuha lang ng one stop at a time. If you're Zamboanga, get a stop, convert the other end. I know it's easier said than done, but that's the only way to do it.
Cullar driving left. Lucas is fouled.
Yeah, he really got beat, si Barkuma, by Lucas going on that baseline side. Again, you have that corner free. And so that entire floor is left for Cullar to operate on. At so walang maka-help defense.
JC Lucas Cullar is at the stripe. The Italian able to convert on his first gimme. In our trip to Nueva Ecija, Coach Mike and I argued. Actually, we did not argue. We agreed upon how important Lucas Cullar is for Nueva Ecija. You have guys like Ryan Costello and Chris Biton, all-star guards for Coach Don Dulay. And yet Cullar is their main point guard because of his leadership, his defense, and overall effect on the floor. Here he is being pesky against JC. Marcelino, he just hit the three a while ago. JC, drive and kick. Mahari from the corner. No good, no bounce. And there is a loose ball foul against Nueva Ecija. Four fouls by Will Macaloni. That could spell trouble for Nueva Ecija, as Macaloni will take a breather. Papasok dito si Jay Collado.
Rested si Jay Collado. Fresh
Walang
na fresh
pawis,
off the bench. Samantala si Will Macanoni, gulo-gulo na yung buhok.
Oh, remember, Collado had 9 points in one quarter.
That's right.
That's in 9 minutes of play.
In the
back
third.
In the third,
in the third, yeah.
Gabaini against Jay Collado, pound for pound. Gabaini, how about that defense? Collado prevails. And he's gonna get a hand.
Oh, man. He really wanted that matchup.
Pass inside, good defense by JC. Terzo onto his MVP.
Ooh.
And Marcelino could not get full control of that basketball.
You see how Lucas Cullar and Ayay actually, Lucas telling Ayay, that's on me. On a previous mistake on the execution. Just the recognition and the communication itong mga Rice Vanguards really is one of the reasons why they're here with the lead.
73-61, turnover story, a combined 31 in this game, but not that time as Chris Biton just scored. The lead is 14.
You know what? Whatever the Rice Vanguards have done in that team building of theirs, they're reaping it right now. You see a really close-knit Rice Vanguards team and covering for each one.
As JC Marcelino scores inside, you're talking about a team that was once divided at the start of this season.
Yes.
Because 10 players were in the PSL and the other 10 were preparing for the MPBL. But now their defense, well, it has looked good all night long. Just in that play, again, as hard as you can defend JC Marcelino, this guy is just so talented.
Yeah. Pagka yung primary defender na delay at na-beat siya, yung pangalawang defender who help out, ang tawag doon is peel switch eh. So that switch so far has worked para dito sa Nueva Ecija. Sure, naka-layup, pumasok yung tira ni JC, pero hindi madali. Lahat ng nagiging attack ni JC, mahirap.
75-64, 18 points now for JC Marcelino. Under 5 minutes to go. Chris Biton backing down, kick out, Collado. 6 on the shot clock, Cullar. Now they go to Ayay. MJ left open, no good. Ball tapped and recovered by Zamboanga. We're back with the former MVP. JC goes to Joseph Terzo. Down low. Gabaini against Jay Collado. Once again, he backs down. Gabaini, take him down to the weight room.
And that time around, Joseph's not gonna be denied. He understood where that defense is coming from. He understands walang help from behind. So, finish middle tayo.
75-66. A single-digit advantage. Very much possible for Zamboanga. Ayay drives. 3 on the shot clock. MJ kicks. It's a 3. No good. Offensive rebound for Robbie Celis. And that's a foul. Too much pressure applied by JC Marcelino.
Wow, and that's 12 offensive rebounds altogether para dito sa Nueva Ecija. And, you know, guys really just crashing the board every time a teammate takes a shot.
By the way, that was the 3rd foul of JC Marcelino. Renzo Subido will now return. He will replace Joey Barcuma. Well, you'll need all of your offensive options to now be activated if you're Zamboanga.
Which means you have to be very efficient now.
JC Colliar, what a big-time three-pointer!
Yeah, at kung pag-uusapan natin ng efficiency, playing defense counts as part of that efficiency.
78-66. Colliar defending his former teammate in Terzo. Now it's Renzo Subido trying to create. Subido, pull up, no good. Rebound, Chris Bitoon.
Ang bilis rin ng baba ng depensa ng Zamboanga. Kita mo, 5 green shirts kagad yun nasa baba.
We're back with a guy rocking his cornrows. 8 on the shot clock.
There's the switch.
He will dance with Adi Santos. 3-pointer. Too strong. Offensive rebound again. 3 minutes to go. That's tapped away by Gabaini.
I always talk about offensive rebound, to me, being treated as a turnover.
Now we're seeing our lucky fans of the game. Absolutely plural. Brought to you by Buenas, as the Nueva Ecijanos are having fun here in Palayan City. Their team has a very comfortable advantage. 78-66. 3 minutes and 4 seconds to go. Robbie Celis versus Marikina was very efficient. 8, 7, and 4. 3 out of 6 from the field. Well, they did not need as much production from him because after all, depth and distribution has been a theme for them all season long. Even in this game, he has distributed that ball very well. Almost a triple-double for him. 10, 8, and 7.
Yeah, tsaka yung ginagawa niya off-ball, I think that's a key reason. Being part of a screen action, posting up, running the open floor. Just a variety of ways that Rob has actually contributed para dito sa Nueva Ecija.
They will have 8 on their shot clock, a sideline inbound. Lucas Colliar onto Chris Biton against JC Marcelino. Almost a steal. 1 second. Oh! That has got to hurt for Zamboanga. But referee Jay Castroverde says, let's review the film to determine whether or not the foul made it in time.
Yeah, and that's, you know, under rip through led to that call. They're gonna review this. So this is most probably a foul here.
Look at the clock. Yeah.
Yeah.
That happened in time. So Adi Santos wasn't saved by the bell.
Oo. Yun lang naman ang hope eh. Na wala nang oras nung nangyari yun.
Yeah. It's a foul on Adi Santos. So that's free throws. And free throw shooting overall is 14 out of 20 for Nueva Ecija.
And they've missed 6 so far, speaking of Zamboanga.
11 out of 17. Celis is 4 out of 7 though from the stripe.
Actually, ang ganda ng recovery ng bench points ng Zamboanga. 20 right now. Kanina, it was 3 points at the half. So you got 17 from the other guys contributing.
79-66. Robbie Celis with his second gimme. No good. Rebound, Adi Santos. The time is now for Joseph Perso and the rest of the Zamboanga Master Sardines. Good defense by Ayay, trying to deny JC Marcelino. MJ just went down. 12 on the shot clock. Marcelino pushing him off. 9 seconds. JC blocked, but there was a foul.
Yeah, and everybody's laser focused on JC Marcelino. Every time he starts creating upstairs, the guys under start figuring out where the attack's gonna come.
That's 2 free throws for JC Marcelino. For the foul, it should have been on MJ Ayay.
Yep. Because Rob got all ball upstairs.
Yeah. At nakita mo yung panghihinayang ni Robbie Celis. Kasi nakuha niya na yung block. This guy has had to do literally everything offensively for Zamboanga. They haven't gotten into their usual flow in getting steals, running on the break, and getting easy baskets. It's like these two teams neutralizing each other. And you did mention bench scoring has just been a theme for Nueva Ecija. They still have a plus 18 even though Zamboanga has caught up.
That's right. But that's a positive that you take out of it. If you're Zamboanga, at least nakakuha ka ng puntos kay Omega, Subido, as well as Troy Ignacio. And roughly about 15 of those points coming from them.
There was a technical foul called on Nueva Ecija. Subido able to convert. Nina Cunanan, by the way, or Nika Cunanan is watching with Kapitan Victor Eugenio and his board members from San Isidro, Gapan City. Magandang gabi po sa inyo. And that will wrap up our series of greetings for today as there is a turnover forced by JC Marcelino. Eman Carlos stepped out of bounds.
Yeah, good defense right there by JC. Now a little bit more, well, kanina pa naman sila playing with a sense of urgency, pero now time is of the essence. They understand efficiency na ang kailangan nila.
79-69. Renzo Subido. Is it gonna boil down once again to JC? Here he is.
Yeah.
Marcelino going right. 4 on the shot clock. 2 seconds. JC's in trouble. He needs to fire. That's a shot clock violation.
And look at how Nueva Ecija is actually celebrating a defensive stop. Bawat pinto na daanan ni JC, nakakala niyang bukas, sumasara.
So now it's back to a small ball lineup for Coach Ron J. Enrile. Again, there's no Coach Louis Alas in this game. No JV Marcelino as well. 2 minutes and 15. Nueva Ecija controlling the time. Chris Biton against Renzo Subido.
And look at how they clear that right side of the floor.
Biton will go right. Step back. Biton. Short. Ball tapped and recovered by Zamboanga. These last 2 minutes are brought to you by GameX. GameX Sports, the official online basketball ending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending. GameX as JC Marcelino just scored. He has 22 in this game and the lead is down to 8.
Yeah, pretty much doable. You got to stay in control if you're Nueva Ecija and keep this pressure if you're Zamboanga.
Eman Calo has the leather. 12 on the shot clock against JC Marcelino.
Yeah.
That's our matchup for tonight.
Right.
Eman Calo down the middle. Nice pass. And that's 2 easy points for Chris Biton.
Isang well-timed na curl under galing kay Chris Bitoon. After niya makitang Drumive sa gitna, yun ang tumapos dun sa possession na yun. And good communication between Eman and Chris Bitoon. Look at that curl under and that finish with the left-handed player on the left side of the floor.
That's just experience for you, able to do the right small things on the floor. And Sydney did mention Nueva Ecija is banked on that in terms of their roster for tonight. We have a timeout. The Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards have surely responded in their first big challenge of the season against Zamboanga. We did mention the tests will continue to come for them. Next game, it will be against the guy who brought Coach Don Dulay their championship back in Season 3, Marky and the rest of Parañaque. And then it's Bataan. After that, Pampanga will be the foes of the Rice Vanguards. That could be a defining game,
yes,
in the MPBL's North Division. But now, we're still not done as Renzo Subido makes a three-pointer. That trims the lead down to 8. Apparently, it was only a 2. We'll check that. Yes, it's 81-73 with 1:27 to go.
Yeah, and I think they're gonna check this. Well, first off, that was a good set off a timeout. Quickly run and very efficient, ending with a basket.
All right, so there is a review as to whether or not it was a three-pointer by Renzo Subido. 1 point matters a lot, especially in these types of moments.
And so the score on the floor is 81-73.
So as of now, it's ruled as a 2.
Yep.
All right, let's see it for ourselves. Renzo Subido, step back. Oh, that's tight.
Oh, that was tight. That was tight.
Pretty hard to see. But the referees have ruled it a 2, as it seems. There's no change. So we shall roll with a score of 81-73.
Yes.
$87 seconds to go. Robbie Celis.
Yeah, you need a stop here if you're Zamboanga.
Against Joey Barcuma.
Still in the backcourt.
They're able to cross it. Chris Biton against JC Marcelino. Almost a steal.
Yeah.
It's a backing violation.
Right.
Wow.
Wow. And they just kept them at half court. Delayed Rob Celis at the half court and stayed right there. Look at Chris turning his back. Loose ball.
Well, Zamboanga has gotten used to this, playing it fast-paced with all the pressure in the world. Let's see if they can make use of that identity of theirs in the last minute and 15. They're down by 8 points. Sideline inbound. Joseph Terzo. Watch out for Subido. Here he is. Renzo. Screen by Adi Santos. Subido, that's a foul.
Oh, wow.
3 free throws for Renzo Subido.
Wow. And Ren Subido has really activated himself. The shot that he made out there could have been a 3, but he got his foot on the line. Now this is a second chance for him to actually make another set of 3s. 3 points on the 3 free throws.
Renzo Subido has only shot 1 free throw tonight. That was actually a technical free throw.
Yeah.
But there would be a challenge here.
And they'll see if it's a 3.
Well, this makes sense because it's 3 free throws.
Right.
Might as well use it if you're Coach Don Dulay. We'll take a short break.
Upon review, the challenge was unsuccessful.
It is an unsuccessful challenge for Coach Don Dulay and the rest of Nueva Ecija. We did see it. It was close to our angle as Chris Viton definitely touched the arm of Renzo Subido. Viton is arguing that it wasn't significant enough, the touch that he had with Renzo, for it to be warranted a foul. So now Subido just made his first free throw out of 3 tries. He's perfect so far from the stripe tonight, 2 out of 2. And we did mention he has had to come alive because at some point the offense of Zamboanga was basically JC Marcelino.
Yes, and I'm gonna give you a little trivia after this free throw.
Conversion.
In that game against Bataan, it was actually 6 straight free throws by Renzo Bido that sealed that game for Zamboanga. And so again, here we are in the same situation where Renz is put on the free throws and he's been converting in the clutch.
And now it's the smallest lineup put in tonight by Coach Ron J. Enrile. John Mahari is their center as they continue to apply the pressure. Switch, Lucas Cullar. 15 on the shot clock. Under a minute to go. Cullar drives. Lucas will miss. Offensive rebound. Ayay, no foul. Ayay again. Still no good. And JC's on the run. Barcelino. Can he go all the way? Oh, he's stripped. Great defense by Eman Calo. And there's a foul. A charge called on Eman Calo.
Oh,
my goodness. What a wild, wild sequence.
Yeah, a series of events leading up to that call. First off, Mix, drive ni JC, could have been something there. And they call this foul offensive on Eman Calo.
Well, there looked to have been a swing by Eman Calo that brought John Mahari down. But the referees will review it. 81-76, the biggest lead was 17 for the MPBL's 4th season champions. Nueva Ecija faced Zamboanga in the national finals back then, forming one heck of a rivalry. Last year, in their only game against each other, Zamboanga won on their home court.
Haba pa nito, 44 seconds with the possession on the side of Zamboanga. You're gonna see it right here.
Eman Calo awaiting the call. This could be the biggest call of the night if you think about it.
Yeah.
There's John Mahari. He's a bit shaken up after that previous sequence. And just to remind everybody of the game reset, Coach Don Dulay doesn't have any timeouts remaining. And there's one for Coach Ron J. Enrile.
And so far sa quarter na ito, Migs, Zamboanga outscoring Nueva Ecija 21-15.
Oh, referee Jay Castroverde just signaled an unspo. This could be even worse for Nueva Ecija.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's only a 2-possession game.
On number 19, Eman Calo.
It's an unspo on Eman Calo.
So it's a free throw and possession.
Yes.
Yeah.
Eman Calo has also fouled out. Let's see that previous sequence. Watch out for Eman Calo as John Mahari went near him. There's going to be a swing. There you go.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Left elbow. Straight onto the face of John Mahari.
Yeah, there you go.
Now, Mahari is shaken up, which means this is going to be a mandatory substitution. Coach Ronjay has the luxury of choosing his best free throw shooter off the bench. It's going to be Choi Ignacio, the homegrown of Zamboanga, who will proceed to the line. And after this, they will have possession.
Sure look different from our vantage point, parang ano no? Pero seeing that replay, meron nga.
These will be the first free throws of the night for the Kobe Bryant of Zamboanga. The first one is no good. Here's the second. Zero out of 2 for Choi Ignacio. The lead is still 5, 81-76 with 44 seconds to go. Now Ignacio, can he be subbed out?
Yeah, he has to stay.
All right, so Zamboanga will have to roll with Ignacio, Joseph Terzo, Renzo Subido, JC Marcelino, and Joseph Gabaini. Ignacio has to refocus. 14 on the shot clock. Sideline inbound. Gabaini pops up. They go to their MVP. Marcelino. Subido will fire. No good. Rebound MJAI. And there's a foul. Gabaini and Ayai will have to contain themselves. You know, this could be the welcome to the MPBL moment for MJ Ayaan. But in this case, it's all well for him as he is hearing and feeling the support of the Nueva Ecijanos. Previously, he got the support of the Barangay Ginebra fans. Pero as Joseph Gabaini fouls out.
Yeah, yun nga, yung foul out ni Joseph ang medyo mabigat doon. Imagine the situation where those 2 free throws were made and this went in.
So here's the rebound, and then Ayai got hounded. There's the definite foul by Joseph Gabaini, and then the 2 exchanged. Okay, there's actually a double tech as well. So free throws will be given to MJ Ayai. Gabaini is done with 8 points, 10 rebounds, and 2 blocks in 18 minutes of play. He's been bothered by foul trouble all night long. MJ Ayai, no good on his first gimme.
Missed free throw again.
81-76. Here's another one for MJ Ayai. By the way, Zamboanga has to secure the board if this is no good. There you go. JC goes to Choi Ignacio. A precious possession for Zamboanga. Marcelino to Ignacio. Thought about shooting it. Back to JC for 3. No good. Rebound Ayai, and that's a foul by Joseph Terzo.
Well, you could feel a little bit of hesitation right there. Twice I felt they already had a shot, but didn't take it. And when JC was actually pushing that rock, he too was looking for shooters.
Now Tosi Tancinco and Robbie Naive will check in for Adi Santos and Choi Ignacio. Tancinco is a 3-pointer for Zamboanga. Naive actually is making his return game.
Yes.
After that wrist injury. Let's see what he can do. the first thing that he has to do here is box out Robbie Celis.
O babalik ka ulit sa minention mo kanina. Secure the rebound para dito sa Zamboanga. In the event that this does not go in.
By the way, it's 3 straight misses already for MJ Ayaay. 1 out of 4 in the last 2 trips for MJ. As we're getting to see, again, Madam Ryan Cuevas on her feet, enjoying the action with the rest of the Cuevas family. 82-76, a 2-possession game with 26 seconds to go. And again, might I remind everybody that we have seen stranger things happen in the world of basketball. I'll give you 3 names. Tracy McGrady, Reggie Miller, and June Manzo.
Oh, yeah. That's right. And so you still have to hang on in here. If you're Zamboanga, this is 2-possession game with 26 seconds. You know, a lot can be done in that amount of time. And stranger things, like what you said, have actually happened.
This will be the last timeout in regulation for Nueva Ecija and Zamboanga. The rematch of the MPBL's 4th season national finals. But then we have seen a lot of new faces already for these 2 teams, including Joseph Gabayni on the other end. It's practically a fusion between Makati and Nueva Ecija of last year. Eman Calo is now in the lineup alongside Coach Don Dulay, but he's fouled out.
Yeah.
Sideline inbound for JC Marcelino. And he will work with Robbie Naive, Tosi Tancinco, Joseph Terzo, and Renzo Subido. JC needs a teammate. There's Tosi. Back to JC. Marcelino drives. Marcelino, basket and 1. That is signature JC Marcelino.
How many seconds left of the clock?
23. Only 3
seconds
discarded.
Chipped off. That's right. And so it's really a matter of execution. Right here, going the left side of the floor. No help this time. Kasi inaabangan rin nila yung 3 points. Pag humelp si JC doon, baka may 3-pointer sa kabilang side. So you gotta stick and trust the one-on-one defensive coverage of Jasper.
So now the defenders are back for Zamboanga. Adi Santos and Joey Barcuma. They will pressure for sure. But let's see first if JC will convert on this bonus. No good. Offensive rebound. Terzo goes to Santos. That's tapped away. It will be a baseline inbound for Zamboanga.
That was a tight pass. Ang sikip ng pasa na yun.
20 seconds to go. A 4-point advantage for Nueva Ecija as Robbie Naive and Tosi Tancinco return. And now Kenneth Mocon will check in for defensive purposes.
Yeah, that's right. And so they wanna prevent another attack on the lane by JC. And defense really is gonna be the key here for Nueva Ecija.
Mocon started in this game. He has played a grand total of 9 minutes so far. He's covering Joseph Terzo. JC goes to Tosi. Tancinco leans in and he scores. It's a 1-possession game. 17.7 remaining. No timeouts. Robbie Celis, pressure. And there's a foul. So that's free throws.
Yeah, and I feel that's a good foul to test the free throws. But we'll see. It's Rob Celis that you're sending there.
There's that escape by Tosi Tancinco, who took matters onto his own hands.
Pero gusto mo yun. I mean, Tancinco having that presence of mind to veer away from that option on JC, instead him keeping that ball and going that baseline side.
Robbie Celis is 5 out of 9 from the free throw line tonight. His first one is no good. It's going to be a 1-possession game with 0 timeouts remaining.
Make or miss, 1-possession game.
15 seconds to go. Here's the second for Robbie Celis. He will convert. 83-80. Choi Ignacio and Robbie Naive will return.
Well, obviously, this is for threes purposes. You gotta field in shooters now.
But it seems like Ignacio replaced another shooter in Tosi Tancinco, while Billy Robles has checked in to defend Ignacio.
Pero kailangan bantayan mo pa rin si JC kasi end one is still a possibility.
Terso inbounding, he needs a teammate. There's Adi Santos, back to Joseph. 12 seconds to go. Zamboanga down by 3. Renzo Subido, he will attack, step back. Subido for the tie, short. Rebound Santos, and there's a foul with 5 seconds initially remaining as the whistle was blown.
That was a good release by Renz. It sure looks good from where we're seated. How about that up fake? And that flyby. Ooh, barely.
Straight away, just short for Renzo Subido, and you can see his frustration. I'm not sure if the referees will add time because there's 3.5 remaining on the clock as of this moment. There's no sign of them adding time. So, we shall focus on Adi Santos as Will Macaloni is now asking for the crowd to make some noise. Probably the loudest that he can ask for here inside the Nueva Ecija Coliseum. First free throw for Adi Santos is no good. That was his first free throw of the night. It still is a one-possession game. 3.5 seconds to go. Santos, 2 misses. Ball tap, recovery, Subido for the tie! Oh! We mentioned that today has to be a reincarnation day for Renzo Subido. If he can give us a throwback onto his college days, that would be key for Zamboanga. A three-pointer to send the game into overtime. In and out. He was clutch before, but now it was just 1 inch. A bit too long for Renzo Subido, and the game is done.
Yeah, and you know that opportunity twice presented to Renz, and he never backed down. I mean, he took that shot. The thing is, basketball gods really weren't there for him tonight. But again, babalikan mo, sabi natin, masusubukan itong Nueva Ecija. At talaga nga namang nasubukan.
That was a valiant effort by the Zamboanga Master Sardines. They trailed by as many as 17. Inch by inch was the key for them, especially in the last quarter. But they just fell short. And now we present to you our best player of the game, brought to you by Buenas. It's Will Macaloni leading the way with 16 points for Nueva Ecija. But we should give shout-outs to Robbie Celis, who had 12 points, 8 rebounds, and 7 dimes. Eman Calo had 15. And on the other end, JC Marcelino had 24. Joey Barcuma had 12 gutsy points for Zamboanga.
Yeah, and you know, itong mga pinagagawa ng both teams na ito really would see gaano kadikit ang labanan this season.
This final score is brought to you by GameX. GameX Sports, the official online basketball ending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending, GameX. And now we turn you over to our courtside reporter, Sidney Crespo.
Nueva Ecija stays undefeated with 10-0. Now solo on top of the North Division, si Will Macaloni, ang kanilang best player with 16 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 blocks, 2 steals. Will, 3 games ago, sinabi ni Coach Don na he wants to help you improve to the next level. Tonight, ginawa mo ang lahat. Your offense, composure, and help on defense. Paano mo nagawa lahat yan?
First of all, nagpapasalamat ako kay Lord sa panalong binigay sa amin. And thank you sa lahat ng fans na pumunta dito para sa inyo yung game na to. And to answer your question, lagi naman sinasabi sa amin ni Coach during nung team building namin na we should be aggressive, not on the points, but rebounding, assists, on how we can contribute inside. And siguro, laging tumatak sa isip ko every time, lagi sinasabi ni Coach doon sa amin na it depends on how we approach the game.
At naging effective naman to para sa iyo, Will, tonight, no? Now, you were part of the 2022 Nueva Ecija champions, kung naalala mo, kung saan hinarap ninyo ang Zamboanga. Now, what can you say about this 2022 National Finals rematch?
it's a very top team, especially Zamboanga. Alam naman natin kung ano yung caliber ng players nila. So, we're just lucky na naka-escape kami sa Zamboanga.
Alright, sinong gusto mong batiin at pasalamatan?
First of all, nagpapasalamat ako kay Cuevas family, Boss Bong, Ma'am Rian, Ma'am Vian, Boss Ivan, Ma'am Jen, at yung family ko sa Cebu, yung wife ko lagi nag-support sa akin, Bartolabak family, Panilog family, si Power Hoops, Dada Sinon, Mama Bebe, Mama Tasing, Jerwell, at si Bra Boys, at lahat po ng mga taga Cebu, lahat po ng Nueva Ecija fans, keep supporting Nueva Ecija. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and once again, congratulations to Will Macaloni, our Buenas best player of the game. Back to you guys.
And so the true test so far in the season for Nueva Ecija is done. And they surpassed, we were supposed to say with flying colors. At the end of the game, Zamboanga pushed through with flying colors, almost sent the game into overtime. But still, congratulations to Nueva Ecija for their wonderful effort. On Monday, we shall proceed to San Juan for Marikina versus Bulacan, Pasay versus Val City, and the Knights defending their home court against the Rizal Centro Mall Golden Coolers. But again, we have stressed out that 3 games from now, it will be Nueva Ecija versus Pampanga. And again, that could be a defining game in the North Division of the MPBL's 6th season. So watch out for that. Thank you for joining us tonight. For Sidney Crespo and Coach Mike Perez, my name is Mix Gomez. At ito po ang Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino.